Namaste. हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. I am JVN Dr. Lily Trivedi and today I am going to discuss on the diseases of pearl millet or we commonly call as Bajra. Now students, here you are going to see a picture showing downy mildew of Bajra. Now please see clearly in this picture what do you see? You see they have turned, the florets have turned into vegetative structures, yellow, light green, and this is called the green ear stage. So the green ear stage, which we commonly call, is seen in this photograph very clearly. I've taken this picture from the net. Now what are the symptoms? As you can see, it is a systemic infection and system appear on the leaves and inflorescence. The initial symptom is in the seedling at 3 to 4 stage and the affected leaf shows patches of light green to light yellow color on upper surface. So we all know downy mildew is the word shows does not mean that the infection is on the downside of the leaf, but it means that the growth is downy. Downy means very minute, cottony like growth. And so we see the cottony white downy growth on the lower surface of the leaf. It can be on the upper also, consisting of sporangiophores and sporangia. Now these yellow discoloration often turns into streaks. As a result, the young plant will dry and die. And the symptoms, they appear first on the upper leaf and then the main symptom shoot can be free from the symptoms as the symptoms appear only on the tillers or lateral shoots. Now the main, which is the focus part, is the inflorescence. I'm showing you the picture once again. Please see clearly. Yes, causal organism, as you all know, is Caldospora graminicola. Now, what happens to the inflorescence? The infected parts get completely or partially malformed into which florets into leafy structures. So as I have shown you, it is converted into leafy structure and this is the typical symptom which is called green ear. So students, this is the main symptom which you have to remember and you have to quote. So infected leaves and inflorescence, they produce sporangia for a considerable period of time and the necrosis starts to begin. These necrotic tissue, what do they contain? They contain oospores. So the leaves have oospores now. Now, if we see the pathogen, how is the pathogen? It is systemic, non-septate and intercellular. Now, there are hyaline, short, stout sporangiospores. And where do they come out? They come from the stomata and they are bearing sporangia. Now, what is sporangia shape? It is hyaline and elliptical in shape, thin-walled with a prominent beak or papilla. Now, oospores are round in shape, smooth, thick, smooth walled, and yellowish brown in wall is there or color is there, you can see. Now, what are the favorable conditions? The favorable condition is high humidity, that is 90%, presence of water on the leaves, low temperature of 15 to 25 degrees centigrade. Now, this favors the formation of sporangiophore and sporangia. Now, the disease cycle, these oospores remain in the soil for how many years? 5 years at least. It can be longer also, and they give primary infection to the seedling. Now, secondary infection is through the sporangiospores which are present on the leaves. And during the rainy season, what happens? They spread from one plant to another. Now, what happens? This infection is systemic, so it is present in the embryo of infected seeds also and remains there in the dormant form. And when we sow the seeds, the infection starts. Now, how are you going to manage this disease? So, first is deep plowing. What is deep plowing? Deep plowing we are doing to bury the oospores which have fallen from the infected leaf on the soil. So while plowing, these oospores get buried deep inside and there they are unable to infect the plant. Second, we are going to take is roguing out the infected plants. So when we are removing the diseased plants, so we are reducing the infection. Adopting crop rotation. So whatever oospores are present, if they are not going to infect the next season, so there's a lesser chance. Then resistant varieties we can grow, that is CO7, WCC75 and others. Now what is the chemical treatment? First is seed treatment. We treat the seed with metalaxyl at 6 grams per kg. Second, we can give the spray of metalaxyl 2 grams, kilograms or metalaxyl plus mancozeb at 1 kilogram per hectare. And when do we give? We give on the 20th day after sowing in the field. So these are all the management practices which we follow. Now the second important disease of pearl millet or bajra is ergot or sugary disease. Now I'm going to show you the picture. Again, you have to remember the most important symptom. The causal organism over here is Claviceps fusiformis. Now, this picture I have taken from the net. So, symptoms appear at the flowering stage. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is a very harmful and a very destroying disease. The whole inflorescence is destroyed. In how form? There is pinkish honey type of secretion from the spikelets, and this is called the honeydew state. Now here you can see this is the pinkish secretion which is coming and it becomes sticky. So this is called honeydew state. Later on, small brown colored irregular sclerotia are found in place of the grains, and these are called ergot. So sclerotia are formed 10 to 15 days of honeydew state. So this is the early stage and this is the late stage. As we can see, there are no grains, only dark colored sclerotia are formed and they are 0.5 to 1 centimeter long and 1 to 2 mm in diameter, hard and woody structure. So let's repeat the symptoms. Is seen by exudation of small droplets of lightish pink or brownish honey colored dew from the infected spikelet. So students, I hope you will keep in mind the main symptom, that is honeydew. Then the severe, as the infection goes on after 10 to 15 days, what happens? These infected ovaries of the spikelet turn into dark brown sclerosium. And to this honeydew state, several insects are attracted. Now the pathogen, as we already said, is Claviceps, and it produces a septic mycelium which produces conidiophores. And they are closely arranged. The conidia are hyaline and one cell. The sclerotia are small, 3 to 8 mm and 0.3 to 15 mm. And dark gray, but inside they are whitish color. I hope you all remember what is sclerotia. Sclerotia is the, what is it? It is the perinating fruiting body of the fungus. Now these sclerotia are viable in soil for how many months? 6 to 8 months. And primary infection takes place through these germinating sclerotia in the soil. Secondary infection is through insect and airborne conidia. And the collateral host present here is Cenceris ciliaris and Cenceris setigerus. Now this is a common growing grass and where the fungus can perpetuate. Now other species of Penicillium are also susceptible. Now what is the management practice? Adjust the sowing date so that the crop does not flower during September by because in September, high rainfall and high relative humidity favors this disease spread. Second, we immerse the seed in 10% common salt solution. Why? So that the sclerotia start floating and we remove. Third is we remove the collateral holes. Fourth is chemical control with the spray of carbendazim 500 gram or mancozeb 2 gram or Zirem 1 gram per hectare. When the flowers have opened, and second, when 50% flowers have opened. So these are the management practices. I hope you have liked my lecture, students. If you have any query, please give in the comment box. I will resolve it soon. This session was powered by digital version 2.0 of Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University. Thank you and namaste.